I've never seen Firefly before, and I just watched episode 10, War Stories. First, a quick disclaimer: I do not feel well right now, but I want to get this video up while I still remember the episode. In this episode, the crew is trying to sell the medicine that they have stolen from the Alliance in the previous episode. Wash wants to sell directly to the MDs, Mal disagrees. At the same time, our old friend Niska from Train Job has just figured out where Mal will be. The episode starts out with Book talking to Simon about River. He starts quoting some dictator and talking about the myths of the human existence, trying to explain like why the Alliance would do this to River. Book is just a giant question mark this entire episode to me. First, super weird that him and Niska are quoting the same person. Also, super weird. He knows about the crime scene, he knows about the weapons. I can shoot people in the kneecaps, and then he definitely doesn't shoot them in the kneecaps. Those were in the gut. I mean, we already know he has some weird tie to the Alliance, plus all of this. There was a commenter who said Book was obviously going to be a government spy, and you have laid eggs in my brain because I believe you. I see it. Jane is attempting to get redemption by buying a crate of apples. Thankfully, Jane joins on the rescue mission for Mal, but if he didn't, like, that would have been the last straw. So again, the bar for Jane is just so bare minimum. Loved getting to see River having fun with Kaylee in the beginning, but it was super sad to kind of see her get rejected in the end. I really do feel so bad for her. Like, she doesn't even want to look when she does that. And I also get why Kaylee is acting the way she is. Now, Kaylee, she seems very gung ho, but then when it's time to actually do it, she freezes and freaks out, which no shame to her. I had to think about this a little bit, but I do think that Kaylee is more traumatized in the way that River did that and not so much the fact that she did do it. She doesn't seem to mind when Mal or Jane ends somebody. I think it was more the what is going on that was strange that has Kaylee being resistant to River now. Anara's whole story was like trying to be aware, but also trying to be appealing. For that time period, it was right on the mark. Simon was incredibly sassy this episode, which I always love to see. He did not care about Book's philosophy, and he shut that down pretty quick. He's like, no, it seems like there's a pretty specific pattern, and they're still after her. So he also has the remark about I should be able to reattach his ear if there's still a head. Simon had some pretty good one-liners. I'm thinking that he had ended people, and then Book being like, you're not that good of aim. I don't think you have to worry. Now, to Wash and Zoe. Had I seen this episode in the beginning of the show and not now, I may have been more on Wash's side. If you've been following along, you have seen my frustration with Zoe's character. I also see your guys' frustration because this episode sheds a lot of light on the things that I've been breadcrumbed up till now. If I had known this version of Zoe in the beginning, I would have also been like, you don't know what you're talking about. I said it in Shindig, I said it in Our Mrs. Reynolds. We do see that Zoe will have a difference of opinion with Mal. My analysis of Zoe and Mal at this point is that they are incredibly similar. They think alike. Zoe isn't just agreeing with everything that Mal is saying because it's Mal. She just thinks like that. I mean, we agree with Mal most of the time, right? The fact that they agree so much and see so similar is probably also the reason that they don't get along quite romantically. And I honestly don't think that Wash believes that Zoe blindly follows Mal either. He's mad that Mal won't take his idea. He's jealous. Then he hears that Zoe also doesn't like his idea and that she lied about it. So he's going through a lot of things in this moment. I feel like Wash's ego is taking a little bit of a hit because remember that he is a genius. He just doesn't quite have the street smarts that Mal and Zoe do. I honestly feel like this exchange probably comes up between Wash and Zoe like once a year. Wash is obviously holding on to some resentments and a lot of jealousy, and they're not really talking about it all the way through. Well, it's finally hit ahead. Wash doesn't know this part of Zoe that Mal knows, and that makes him incredibly jealous. And I feel like that's why Zoe was trying to deflect the fight and not tell Wash that she didn't agree with him because she knew that this fight would be coming up. So her avoiding it is also making it kind of come to a head. Wash finally decides, like, nope, I'm gonna take this up with Mal, and he changes the ignition sequence. Wash is not only jealous of Zoe and Mal's relationship, but he's kind of also jealous of the adventure. I think that's why Zoe lets him go, right? She's like, fine, you want an adventure? Go on an adventure. Little do they know that they are going to get kidnapped and not have such a great time. Now, Mal in all of this is being smart and he's deciding, hey, I'm going to stay out of this for now. This is supposed to be like an easy run. I'll just take Wash. Mal and Wash are arguing over Zoe, and Mal tells Wash she doesn't blindly follow me. You can see that. And then, of course, he has to say, well, how do you know? Mal says, well, I ordered her not to marry you, and she did that, didn't she? Which was perfect timing because they could use these issues brilliantly to keep each other distracted during that scene. Mal yelling at Wash about Zoe was so sad and moving and honestly kind of beautiful. Zoe really stepped up to the plate this episode. I think she did such a great job filling in as a captain for Mal. She moves quick, she has a plan. She like tells the crew, "Hey, if I don't come back, you guys need to get out of here." I was very impressed by her. The most impressive was when she walks in and I'm like, "Oh, Niska's going to make her choose." And before he even gets the sentence out, she's like, him, I choose Wash. That was my favorite scene of the whole episode for sure. Of course, Niska wouldn't be that amazing villain that he is without having to push her a little bit. So he goes ahead and takes that ear because he wants to get a reaction out of Zoe. He wants Zoe to try to take Mal too so that he can just take them all. Of course, our girl Zoe isn't falling for that. They end up coming back. Mal pulls a zombie fight mode and they end up getting him off that ship. Some shiny moments from this episode was the counselor being a woman and Mal not getting his hand shake. Mal saying, I'm lost, I'm angry, and I'm armed. Mal also saying, she swore to obey, and Wash being like, well, no. And of course, the crew coming to Mal's rescue because the captain would come for them, so of course they're going to go for the captain. I will see you guys for the next episode. It's episode 11, Trash, whatever that means. I'm going to go take some cold medicine and go to sleep. As always, thank you for watching.